Okay, so good day everyone and welcome to our day 2 of the BulSU-CICT webinar series entitled Empowering Educators Through ICT. So for today, I'll just be continuing our yesterday's topic, which is about the G Suite for educators, but I'll be discussing two more Google applications. First is the Google Drive, and we have the Google Classroom. So I am your resource speaker for today. I am Mr. Aaron Cual M. De La Rosa. Okay, before we have our lesson proper or my presentation proper, let's have first a short recap of our day 1 webinar. So our day 1 webinar, we have the first part of our G Suite for Educators, which was discussed by Ma'am Lilibeth Antonio. She discussed about the Google Mail, Google Docs, Sheets, Slides, and Forms. Okay. So I know that we are eager to learn more about the G Suite for Education, but first let's have a few reminders. So for our certificate, so participants who accomplish the feedback form after this webinar shall receive a certificate of participation. The feedback form link will be posted after this live at the discussion box of this video. Certificate availability will be on June 22, 2020 on Monday. So just answer the feedback form and then wait for the official announcement on how we may get our certificates. Another reminder for our Q&A. So due to our time constraint, I just wanted to remind everyone that you could send me personal email later at the end of my presentation. I'll be showing to you my email address where you could reach me and you could ask me your questions, comments, and suggestions. Connect with us, post a screenshot, and use the hashtag in Facebook or any of your social media accounts. You could also use G Suite for Educators, BulSU, and CICT Pythons as additional hashtag. Another reminder that this webinar is recorded and of course will be available in our BulSU-CICT YouTube account. So don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell button to get notified of the upcoming webinars of our college. Okay, so that's our few reminders for this webinar. So before I start my presentation, here's a few introduction about me, just so you know. I am Mr. Aaron Cual M. De La Rosa again. I'm a graduate of Bachelor of Science in Information Technology, Batch 2014, and also a graduate of Master of Science in Information Technology, Batch 2019, just last year. And currently, I am pursuing my Doctor of Information Technology at Angeles University Foundation. For my work experience, I've been teaching at Bulacan State University since 2014. Okay, so let's have our presentation topics. So again, I have two topics for today to share with you. First is the Google Drive. And then we have the Google Classroom. So let's start first with the Google Drive. So ano nga po ba si Google Drive, or what is Google Drive? So Google Drive is a safe place for all our files and puts them within reach from any smartphone, tablet, or computer. By the way, don't forget that the prerequisites of our G Suite for Education, one, of course, we need to have our own or personal Google account. And another, of course, we need to have an internet connection. So files in Drive, like your videos, photos, and documents, are backed up safely so you can't lose them. Once there, you can easily invite others, edit or leave comments on any of your files or folders. So upon the multiple available cloud storage, so why Google Drive? So here are some of the benefits of Google Drive. First, we can safely store files and access them from anywhere. As long as we have a device that could connect to internet, we have a browser, or we have the Google Drive application, so we could access it anywhere, anytime we want. We could search for files inside the Google Drive by name or by content. Of course, we could also share our files and folders with others. Another is Google Drive allows us to quickly view our contents. And another, as it is our personal drive, it is our personal storage, of course, we could set access levels. We could set if that specific person could only view our file, could comment in our file, or could actually edit our file. Another, the recent files that we uploaded in our Google Drive. And lastly, we could view file details and the activity of that specific file or folder. So let's have a live demo on how we could use, or on how to use Drive. Okay. So first, of course, just don't forget to open your browser. You could use any browser. For today, I'll be using Google Chrome. So how could we access Google Drive? First, we could type in the URL drive.google.com. Let's click enter. So by default, Google Drive asks us to log in our Google account. So I'll Google account. So here's my Google account, aaronpaul.gmail.com. So just click next. It will ask you to type in your password. So I have my password here already. So just click next. Of course, the loading time depends on our internet connectivity. If we have a faster internet, mas mabilis po nating ma-access yung ating Google Drive. Okay. So for now, I have here actually an empty, I don't have anything yet in my file. So here are the menu that we could click sa Google Drive. We have the new, then my drive, this is your storage itself. Then shared with me, any file, any folder shared with you by others will be included in the shared with me tab. So recent files, stored files, or trash files. By the way, this Gmail account I just signed in is actually my personal email account or a Gmail account. That's why one thing that we need to remember when using Google Drive is the capacity. So the basic accounts capacity is only up to 15 gigabytes. 15 gigabytes. So that's actually it's enough for others who are just uploading documents and whatnot. But for those who are uploading videos, I think 15 GB is not enough. So if you wanted to expand your storage, you could buy storage. But of course, you need to spend some money for a larger storage. Okay? So first, as you can see here, we could actually have, we could add any file type. We could upload a video, we could upload an image, we could upload documents. So let's try to upload any of those or each of those. So first, we could click new here. Sorry. We click. So these are our options of what we wanted to add in our drive. We could add a folder, we could add a file, upload our folder. By the way, these uploads are files and folders from our computer or laptop itself. Of course, as what discussed yesterday, we could actually upload Google Docs, sheets, and slides in our Google Drive. Okay? But for this example, I'll be showing you how to upload our files from our computer to our Drive. So I'll be starting with a simple file. So just click File Upload and it will open a dialog box where we could select our files from our laptop or computer. So for this, let's say for example, these are my presentations that I use in my class. So let's say for example, I want to select this PDF of introducing. By the way, we could select multiple files. Let's say I also wanted to upload variables and data type, then input and output. And introducing Python, variables and data types, and then input and output. So we could actually upload multiple files at once. So just click open. So on this pane, you could actually see how fast our files is uploading. So as you can see, so once it is checked, that means our file is already uploaded in our Google Drive. So let's try to upload an image. By the way, these are documents, these are PDFs. I'll be uploading another image. So again, we have an option of clicking the new button and then choose file upload, or we could right click anywhere in this space, just right click and then upload files. So let's say I'll be uploading an image. So I'll be going to pictures. Let's say for example, I'll be uploading these images. So let's just wait for it to be uploaded. And of course, we could also upload a video. So right click, or you could click this new button. So upload files. I'll be going to my videos. Then I'll be uploading this video. It's how to make a pancake recipe. So by the way, videos have a larger file size, so you need to wait. Again, it depends on our internet connectivity of how fast our uploading will be. Okay. So once done uploading, you could just close this one. Okay. So one thing that we said earlier, one of the benefits of using Google Drive is we could actually view quickly our contents. So you could actually double click it for it to be viewed directly here in our Google Drive. Then we have an option, of course, of downloading our file. Here, just click this button. It will have a pop-up text, which is download, and then we have the print. Okay. Same goes with our documents. Let's say, for example, I'll be opening this PDF file. So this is my PDF file. As you can see, we have here .pdf. So this is my PDF file. It's just taking time to load. Okay. So this is my PDF file. So we could view here again quickly, or again, we have an option to download our file. And of course, we could also play our video. Just again, double click it, and it will load automatically. Okay. So one thing, of course, that we wanted to do when dealing with Google Drive is how we could organize our files. Okay. So as you can see, everything here is actually congested in our files pane. Everything is here, my images, my videos, my documents, everything is here. So one thing that we could actually do is to create our own folders inside our Google Drive. So we have again two options. First, you could right click, then select new folder, or just click the new button here at the left side of our web page. Just click new, then click folder. So we'll be asked to give a name to our folder. By default, it has a name untitled folder. Okay. So here, let's say I wanted to cluster my documents, images, and videos separately. So I'll be creating a folder for videos, a folder for images, and a folder for documents. So let's start with the documents. So just type in the name that you want to give to your, then you could press enter or you could click the button create. Okay, so we have here our documents folder. If we try to open this one by, of course, double clicking, so you can see we have here an empty folder. Of course, let's create first the rest of our folders. So I'll be creating a folder for videos and of course another one for images. Okay. So the question now is, how could we move files to these different folders? Options, of course. Let's say, for example, I wanted to move this introducing Python file inside the documents folder. So how do we do that? First, your first option is to right click our files, click right click, and then here we have an option of move to. So just click move to. Just wait for it to load. So here, let's just wait. It's actually currently loading. Okay, so here we could select our created folders. We could move it to the documents folder. We could move it to the images folder or to the videos folder. Or if you wanted to create another folder, we have here our button for a new folder. But for this one, I want to select documents and then click move. So as you can see, it's no longer here with our files pane. So we could actually open our documents folder. Let's see if our file is already there. So we have here our file, the introducing Python file. Okay. So another option of moving your documents, you could highlight them. For example, I'll be moving also these variables and data types and input and output documents inside this documents folder. So what could we do? It could be individual or it could be multiple. Just make sure you highlight them. So you could drag it. So it will be something like this. Drag and then drop it to the folder you want. So here I'll be dropping my documents folder. So just wait for it to load. So we could open our documents folder. Here we could see we have the rest of our documents, the variables and data types document and the input and output document. Okay, so that's how we move our files from different folders. I'll be dragging this video to this video's folder, and then the rest, the images, I'll be dragging them also, dropping them at the images folder. So here, we organize our drive by creating folders, of course. inside a folder, we have an option of uploading a file directly on this folder. We could create Google Docs, Google Sheets, and more. And we could create another folder inside this folder. So next, of course, one thing that we wanted to do when using Google Drive is how we could share our files or our folders with others. So first, let's say I wanted to share this folder. By the way, by default, everything inside your drive is restricted. It's only available to your account. So no one has the capability to view your drive unless you share it to them. So let's try to share this videos folder. So just click the videos folder. We have two options. First, we could click this button, the share button, or right click and then click share. So let's just wait. Okay, so here we have an option of adding people by typing in their Gmail accounts. Another option is to get the link. So once we click get link, as we can see, the access is restricted. So as we have mentioned earlier, we could set the access levels, who could view, who could edit, or who could comment. So to apply those level of access, we need to change this restricted to anyone with the link. So just select the anyone with the link option, and then here, by default, ang makikita po natin ditong level of access is viewer. Ibig sabihin, anyone with our link, anyone with this link po, anyone with this link can only view the contents of our folder, or anyone with the link can only view our file. So it's up to us what kind of permission we want to give to our to other people we share this specific link. So we have an options of access levels. We have viewing, commenting, or editing. So by default, again, it is only viewing. So we could drop this one down. Just click this. So here we have the editor option. So the editor option could actually modify the contents of your folder or the contents of your file itself. If it is a Google Docs, if it is a if any of those Google applications, that could be modified directly if you set this, or if you set the permission or the level of access to editor. Okay. So I'll be changing this back to viewer. Then one thing that we need to do, or one thing that we should not forget, is to copy the link. So just click this copy link button. You don't need to highlight this one anymore. Just click the copy link button. So the whole link will be copied. Okay. And then that specific link is already copied in our clipboard. We could share it now. Let's say, for example, we could send it via chat on Facebook, or we could share it via status posting on Facebook also. So we have many ways on how we could share that specific link. But let's try to see ano po ba yung makikita nung meron nung link na yun. So for this one, it's actually not that much applicable if I just created or open a new tab, and then I'll paste here my copied link. The reason here is on this specific browser, my account, this account, this drive is already logged in. So ibig sabihin po, talagang makikita or mamomodify whatever the content of that specific folder. So for us to see na talagang hanggang viewing lang po siya if hindi siya yung owner or creator of that specific folder or file drive. So I will be opening another window dito po sa another browser under Google Chrome, which is it's incognito. So just click this options. Then we could see here the new incognito window. So just click this one. It will open us a new browser with a new set of session. So here on our URL, we could paste our copied link. Dito po again, we are just trying to see ano po ba yung nakikita nung mga meron nung specific link na yon if they are not an editor. Again, if we could remember, sinet lang po natin siya as viewer. So ito po yung makikita natin. So as we can see here, take note that we only shared the videos folder. Hindi po natin shinare yung buong drive natin. So all our contents dun po sa ating drive is still secured unless or still sa atin pa lang po unless i-share po natin sila sa iba. So here as you can see, we don't have an option even though we right click, we don't have an option to create new files, to upload new files in this folder. The reason there is, again po, we are only viewer of this specific folder. So of course, we have an option of downloading the folder or the content itself. So we have here, once we hover, we have here the download icon, or of course, we could view it. Same way as we did earlier, dun po sa ating Google Drive. Okay. So that's how we share our link. Make sure we set the restrictions, we set the level of access. If we want them to only view or we want them to modify our contents. I'll be closing this browser now. So that would be all for our Google Drive. So let's now return to our presentation and let's have our next topic, which is the Google Classroom. So ano nga po ba si Google Classroom at para saan nga po ba si Google Classroom? So Google actually provides a classroom which is free for schools, nonprofits, and anyone with a personal Google account. So Google Classroom makes it easy for learners and instructors to connect even inside and outside of schools. And lastly, of course, because we are online, Classroom saves time and paper and makes it easy to create classes, distribute assignments, communicate, and stay organized. So why Google Classroom? So what are the benefits of using Google Classroom? First, Google Classroom is actually easy to set up. So teachers can add students directly, or we could share, as a teacher, we could share a code with our class for them to join our class. So it takes just minutes to set up. Second, it saves time. So the simple paperless assignment workflow allows us teachers to create, review, and mark assignments quickly, all in one place. Another, it improves organization. So this would be helpful actually for the students' part because the students can actually see all their assignments in a specific page where all assignments assigned by the teacher to them will be available on that specific page. And of course, they would see the status if they already submitted. Another we have here for the organization of Google Classroom. Actually, Google Classroom is creating a folder in our Google Drive. So everything that we upload in our Google Classroom, let's say for example, I am the teacher. Let's say I uploaded modules, I uploaded materials, I gave activities to my students. So all of those files will be uploaded directly to my Google Drive. If I am the student, let's say for example, so everything that the student submits to the teacher, let's say the student submitted a document, the student submitted a PowerPoint presentation, so everything will be uploaded to the student's Google Drive account. So one thing we shall not forget when using the Google Classroom, everyone, both the teachers and the students, must have a Google account. Another benefit of using Google Classroom is it enhances communication. Classroom actually allows teachers to send announcements and start class discussions instantly. So students can share resources with each other if the teacher allows, or provide answers to questions posted by the teacher. And of course, one good thing, or one of the best, I think, benefits of Google Classroom is it is affordable and secure. So like the rest of the G Suite for education services, Classroom contains no advertisements, uses your content or your student data for advertising purposes, and of course, Google Classroom is free. Okay, so done with the benefits of Google Classroom, let's now have the live demo of how to use the Google Classroom. So let's go back to our browser. So we have actually options on how we could access our classroom. First, we could type in our URL, in our address here, classroom.google.com. So if we enter this one, mapupunta po tayo dun sa ating classroom. Or, let's say for example, I am already here in okay, so let's continue. Okay, so now, again, we have options on how we could access our Google Classroom. Again, Or again, we could click okay. So again, another apologies for that technical difficulty. We're just having a short problem with our internet connectivity. So again, one of our options of accessing our Google Classroom is by typing in our URL classroom.google.com, or again, if we're already here in our Google Drive, let's say for example, or any Google applications or any part of the G Suite, we have here actually the applications tab. Here we have here the Google Apps. Just click this one and then scroll down. Just look for the Google Classroom. So let's click this one. So let's just wait, it will load. Okay, so by default, of course, this is our first time on creating our class in Google Classroom. So we have here an empty class. So actually, Google is notifying us that we could create or join our first class. Okay. So of course, by the way, this account, this one with the letter A, so this will be our teacher's account. Okay, so this will act as our teacher's account. By the way, on dealing with the Google Classroom, I'll be showing you two perspectives, the perspective of the teacher and the perspective of the student. So we, at least for us to know how the student and how the teacher interact in our Google Classroom. Okay, so let's start by creating, of course, our first class. So just click this plus button. It's actually arrowed, pointed by Google Classroom. So just click this one. Then, of course, we are the teacher. So we're here, of course, to create our class. So just click create class. By the way, one thing that I wanted to share with you when it comes to creating classes, Classroom is one of the applications under the G Suite for Education. So it's actually best if our institution is actually signed up in the G Suite for Education. Don't worry, G Suite for Education is free. Okay, so we could notify, or we could tell our institutions, our schools, our universities na mag-sign up po tayo sa G Suite for Education so we could use it better. Of course, we could limit ano lang po ba yung kaya, ano yung pwede sa teachers, ano yung pwede sa students. So what are the accessible applications under the G Suite for Education? But for now, for our demo purposes, so I'll be clicking this one for us to create our class. And tick this box and then click continue. Okay, so when creating a class, this is our fill out form. Okay, this is our fill out form. One of the fields required is the class name. So dito po, ang gagamitin ko na lang ay yung class ko before. Class ko last second semester, which is, let's say, IT 383. This is our subject code. And then I'll be including our subject description. Let's say this subject is actually a Python programming subject. So dito po, we could type in anything we want. Just make sure na hindi po tayo malilito if we have created multiple classes already. So for the section, subject and room, these are optional fields. It's up to us po kung gusto natin silang lagyan. But I'll be including on the section pane, on the section field. Let's say this class is specifically for BSIT 3BG1. Okay, so if you're done filling it out, just click create. So let's just wait for our class to be created. Okay, so after our class is created, we'll be proceeding here directly on our stream. Okay. For the teacher's side, for the teacher's perspective, when it comes to the class, we have here 4 tabs. The first tab here, we have the stream. So dito po sa stream, dito natin makikita yung class code, which we mentioned earlier. Now we need to share to our students for them to join our class. Okay, under the stream, as a teacher, we could also post announcements where students could comment. Let's say, for example, I'll be posting, hello, students. This will be our official Google Classroom for BSIT 3BG1. So we could type in anything here. Then we could click post. So by the way, this post will be available to our students page if there are students joined in our classroom. But for now, we don't have yet any students. So teacher and how the student interacts inside Google Classroom. Another is we have here the upcoming pane. Everything that is close to its due date will be available in this upcoming pane. Okay. Next tab we have is the classwork tab. So in the classwork tab, this is where we post our topics, our modules, our materials, our assignments that we wanted our students to answer. And of course, we could ask their questions also to our students. So later, I'll be showing you how to use this classwork. But for now, let's just view the 2 other tabs we have under the teacher's page. Okay. The next one we have is the people. Okay, so for the people, actually, there are others who joined already. So I guess these are our participants. So thank you for participating. So for the teachers, I have here my name. This is the teachers tab. And then this is the students part. So we have 2 options on how we could invite or add students in our class. First is through the class code. So later, babalikan natin si class code. Paano bang mag-join si students sa ating class using the class code. But I think there are two participants who already joined using the class code. And we have another way of inviting our students by clicking this add student button. So let's just click this one. Here, we are asked to type in this email address of our students. Again, one thing that we need to remember that both teachers and students must have a personal Google account to use the classroom. So I'll be inviting one of my created accounts for this demo to act as a student. So I'll be inviting using his email, marcusmaxhope@gmail.com. Okay? So, ito yung isa sa create ko for this demo. So, etong si Marcus Max Hope will be one of our students. So, just click this one and then invite. So, inviting actually our students could actually take time because we need to type in each of our students' email address. So, of course, bilang teacher, kailangan alam natin lahat ng email address nilang gagamitin. So another, makikita po natin dito, we have here a mark invited. Ibig sabihin po, the invitation to be part of this classroom is not yet accepted by our student. So later po, pag nasa students part na tayo, I will be accepting this invite for this specific student to join our class. So yun lang po yung few actions that we could do when we are in the People tab. Okay. Then last pane we have is actually the grades pane or the grades tab. For now po, wala tayong classwork na binigay. So wala pa po tayong nag-gradean, wala pa tayong nabigyan ng grade. So as of now, this tab, of course, will be empty. And speaking of grades, by default po, as we create a class, ang naka-default po sa atin is wala pong computation for the grades. So to adjust those type of settings, we have here our gear icon. This is for our settings. Just click lang po natin to, then magpo-proceed po tayo sa class settings natin. So under the class settings, this is one important thing that we need to adjust as teachers. So we have here the class details. Pwede po natin kumpletuhin, maglagay ng class description, maglagay ng room, and then maglagay ng subject. Another setting we have is the general settings. So for the class code, again, we have here our class code. Then for the stream, again, remember po si stream, dito po pwedeng mag-post si teacher, and then pwede pong mag-comment si student. But of course, yung mga students po natin could actually also post their own announcements or what they wanted to post. So for us to limit that as teachers, we have here options. So the default option we have is Google actually allows the students to post and comment. So to change this one, click lang po natin to. So we have here options. Again, our first option is the default, which is students can post and comment. So another option we have is we could limit the students na hanggang comment lang po sila. So ibig sabihin, hindi po sila makakapag-post sa ating stream. So I think this would be better para po ang nakikita lang natin sa stream ay yung mga post lang po ni teacher. But of course, choosing this one, pwede pong mag-comment dun sa post natin as teachers, pwede pong mag-comment yung ating mga students. Or another option we have is we only allow us as teachers na tayo lang po yung magpo-post or magko-comment dun po sa ating stream. So on this one, I'll be changing this na hanggang comment lang po muna yung ating mga students. So another, we have here the classwork on the stream. So classwork on the stream, dito po, this is just for the notifications. Paano po ba natin gustong mag-display yung mga binibigay nating classwork? Let's say for example, material or modules, quizzes, assignments, doon po sa ating stream or yung ating parang newsfeed po. Okay. So here we have options. We could show it condensed notifications, or we could show all details by choosing show attachments in details, or we have an option of hiding the classwork on the stream. So I think enough na po siguro si show condensed notifications sa atin. And then, last part of our setting is the grading. So dito po, as teachers, we could set our grade calculation of how we want our students to be graded. We have here options under the overall grade calculation. Ang first option po natin is the default, which is the no overall grade. So kumbaga wala po siyang kukumputin. Another is, pwede pong mag-compute si Google by total points. Let's say for example, meron po tayong 2 quizzes. Yung isa po is over 20, the other one is over 10. So that would be over 30 points. So kung ano po yung nag-gain na score ni user, i-divide lang po ni Google sa 30. Then i-average po niya. So yun po yung ibibigay sa atin na grade calculation ni Classroom. Or we could actually compute our grades by category. So pansinin po natin mabuti, if we select po si total points, available po or clickable po yung ating save button. So ibig sabihin, everything that we've done or that we did in our settings, pwede na po natin siyang i-save. Pero pansinin niyo po, if we select weighted by category, nagdi-disable po yung ating save button. So dito po, the reason there is, kaya po nagdi-disable yung ating save button once we chose the weighted by category, wala pa po kasi tayong pinoprovide na grade categories. So dito po, just click add grade category. Kung mapapansin po natin, binibigay niya po ni Google na we need to satisfy the remaining 100% for our grading system. So dito po, i-fulfill lang po natin to so we could save our settings. Let's say for example, one of my grade category, let's say is activities. Let's say my activities is 40%. Ito po ang percentages ay nasa sa atin na po on how we wanted to distribute our percentage. Most of the time, meron naman po tayong sinusunod na grading system. So mainam po na yun yung ilagay natin dito sa grade categories po natin. So let's add another grade category kasi we do still have a 60% remaining. So let's say quizzes. Let's say po si quizzes is 20%. Then add po tayo ng another category. Let's say midterm exam. Let's say po si midterm exam ko ay 15%. And another major exam, which is the final exam. Let's say po another 15%. So we do still have a 10% remaining. So let's set na lang po si 10% remaining to the project. Okay. So let's set this po to the remaining 10%. So as we could see, as we complete our 100% grade categories, mag-enable na po yung ating save button. Okay? So, click lang po natin si save. If enough na po para sa atin yung settings po na ginawa natin. And by the way, I almost skipped this part. We could actually allow po our students to view their overall grades by toggling this button. So by default po, naka-disable siya. So hindi po nakikita ni students yung kanyang overall grade. But of course, as teachers, we could allow it po. So just toggle lang po natin tong button natin. So this one, pag nag-blue po siya, ibig sabihin, allowed po or nakikita na ng ating students yung kanilang overall grade. Okay? If we're done with our settings, pwede na po natin i-save. Wait lang po natin. So we'll take the changes we had in our settings. So for now po, halos hindi natin makikita yung changes natin. Okay. So, as we're done with our settings, halos, as of now po, dahil kaka-change lang natin yung settings, halos hindi po natin nakikita yung changes for now. But of course, everything will take effect once na na-save po natin yung ating settings. Okay? So, as teachers, one thing that we give our students is the material or module. So, I think we are having problems. The top right of my browser is not visible. So, okay. So let's continue. Okay. So again, one thing that us teachers, one thing that we give our students, of course, is a module or a textbook or material. So punta po tayo dito sa classwork tab. And then let's click create. So create po, we have options of creating assignments, quizzes, questions, material, posting material, then creating a topic, or reusing a post. So reuse post po is actually hindi po natin siya magagamit for now because iisa pa lang po yung ating class. If we have multiple classes already created in the Google Classroom, pwede po nating ma-select from other classes yung gusto po nating i-post from other classes to this specific class. So for now po, first po na i-create ko is the topic. So si topic po, it allows us to cluster our materials, our assignments, our quizzes and questions para po sama-sama sila to specific topics para po hindi masyadong nakabato lahat ng isang diretsyo dito kay classwork. So for the first topic I will add is Introduction to Python Programming. We could hit enter or we could press enter or click the add button. Okay po. So here, we have here our topic. Everything po na i-add natin under this topic, materials, assignments, quizzes, and questions will be under po this topic. We could actually create multiple topics. So let's say, create po tayo ng panibagong topic. Let's say, I'll be adding my second topic when it comes to teaching this subject. Ang second topic po natin ay variables and data types. Okay? So ito po yung mga topics natin. Let's say, let's add another topic. I have input and output. Okay? So one thing that we could do sa classwork tab po natin, as we could see po, here we could actually rearrange po yung ating pagkakasunod-sunod dito sa ating classwork. Let's say, of course, this is about introduction to Python programming. So pwede po natin siyang ilagay dito sa first part. So paano po natin gagawin yon? So what we could do is to drag po itong si introduction to Python programming, and then pwede na po natin siyang i-move to any parts po dito sa ating classwork. Let's say gusto po natin siya as the first topic. So i-drop lang po natin dito sa una. And then maglo-load na po si Google Classroom. Mag-a-adjust po yung nandito natin sa gilid. Ito po yung bale summary ng ating topics. Okay. Then again, second topic ko si variables and data types. So siya yung ilalagay ko sa second part. And then we have here the input and output. Okay. So, let's say for example, ito lang po muna yung topics natin for today or for our class. Then the next thing we could do is actually upload a material. So, click lang po natin ulit si create and then click material. So, dito po sa material, we could actually upload files that we wanted for our students to see. So, kailangan po natin magbigay ng title dito po sa ating material. Si title po ay required sa ating material. Let's say ang title ko po is Introducing Python. For the description, this is optional, so bahala po tayo if you wanted to provide description for this specific material. So we have options po on files that we wanted to share to our students. So it could be by creating Google Documents, Google Slides, Google Sheets, Google Drawings, or Google Forms. But for now po, ang gagawin po natin is we will be adding files from our computer. So para po makapag-share tayo ng created na po natin sa ating computer, just click lang po si add button. So here we have options. So I'll be clicking here po si file upload or file. So dito po, again, we have here another button. So click lang po natin to para makapamili tayo ng files na nandun po sa ating device or sa ating laptop or PC. So punta lang po ako sa aking documents. Here, under lectures. So dito po, I'll be sharing them PDF files of my lectures. Let's say, ito po si Introducing Python. So select ko lang po siya. Then open. Then i-upload lang po natin. By the way, we could add multiple files din po. We could select multiple files to be uploaded dito po sa ating material. Okay? So, if we're done po with this part, we have here po on the right side of our page, the 4 and the topic. Dito po sa 4, we could select po, first is kung para sa ang class. But by default po, naka-disable siya kasi po, iisang class lang po yung created natin for now. So kaya po naka-disable siya, wala po tayong ma-select dito as option kung saang class po natin siya gustong i-upload. Another option we have is the selection of students. By default po, ang nakaselect po natin ay all. We could click this one, and then we could select a number of students. Actually, we have here way too many students already joined. So I will be sharing this material to them para po makita nilang lahat. Then for the topic, pwede po tayong mamili para ma-cluster po natin ng maayos yung ating materials, assignments, and questions. Okay? So we have here, this is introducing Python. So I will be topic Introduction to Python Programming. Okay? So once we're done po with our material settings, we could post na po it directly or we could have an option to schedule yung kanyang posting. So let's say po, gusto natin maging visible itong material na to sa students, let's say bukas. So today is June 16, so let's select June 17. And then bahala na po tayo sa oras on what time we wanted it to be uploaded. But for now, hindi ko na po siya i-schedule, ipopost ko na po siya ngayon para po makita ng ating students yung ating file. So just click lang po si post button. So as we can see here, in our file, napunta na po dito si Introducing Python Material under the topic Introduction to Python Programming. Okay? So once na-click po natin si Material Introducing Python, so dito po makikita natin, dito po sa taas sa description, but we do not provide any descriptions, so blanco po itong upper part natin. Then ito po yung ating contents. So pwede po natin itong i-view. Just click our file. So automatic na po siyang mag-load dito po sa ating classroom. Okay po. So we have here one class comment. So we actually allow our students to comment. Okay. So this is an example of a student's comment. So we have here. So of course, the teacher could reply. The teacher could delete a student's comments. Kontrolado po lahat ni teacher yung nangyayari po dito sa classroom. Okay? So let's say for example, I wanted to reply in one of our student comments. Let's say, read our material. Thanks. So this is an example interaction of student teacher through comments. Okay, so we have here our reply. So that's an example. By the way, we actually allow our classwork to be viewed in our stream. So kapag po clinic natin si stream, we expect po na dapat makita natin si Introducing Python dun po sa ating stream. So let's click stream. So ito po yung ating material. Nakalagay naman po dito yung pangalan po nung nag-post. Then we have here posted a new material. So specified po dito kung ano po yung ginawa ni teacher. It could be a material, an assignment, or a question. So pag po clinic natin to, magpupunta po tayo directly doon po sa ating material with its description, with its files attached with it po. And including of course our comments. Okay? So that would be for our material posting. So another, remember po kanina that we uploaded already si PDF files of variables and data types and input and output. So hindi lang po puro tayo file upload. We could actually select documents, images, videos, anything that is already po doon sa ating Google Drive. So paano po natin siyang gagawin? Let's say for example, let's click create. Let's add another material po. Let's say ang title ko naman po dito is variables and data types. Then I'll be adding PDF para malaman po ng ating students. I failed to add this one earlier. Para malaman po ng ating students that this is a PDF file. So pwede, let's write our description. Let's say this is our PowerPoint presentation in PDF for our topic, variables, and data types. Okay? So here, we could click add, and then we could select Google Drive rather than uploading files. Kasi po, earlier, kung matatandaan po natin, as I discussed, Google Drive, na-upload na po natin yung PDF again ni variables and data type. So we could just select that one. So dito po tayo kay Google Drive. So here, maglo-load po yung contents ng ating Google Drive. Then we could just search for the file na gusto po nating ma-attach as our material. So dito po, I'll be selecting these variables and data types. Ito po, I'll be selecting this variables and data types file. So select lang po natin and then let's click add. Okay? So as we could see, it will be added na po dito sa ating material. So hindi na po tayo maghihintay na mag-upload pa po siya. The reason there is, again, it is already uploaded in our Google Drive. Okay? So let's select. Let's say it's again for all of our students, and then let's choose a topic. By the way, for example po, nakalimutan natin gawin yung topic, then nag-add na po tayo ng material, so we have an option of creating a topic. Okay, just click lang po natin to, then type in po natin yung topic na gusto po natin. Let's say for example, variables, but we actually have a topic of that title. So, isa-select ko na lang po siya. Okay? So, we could post this na po if we're done with our settings again. So, again, si post po ni Classroom is on the right side po, top right. So, click lang po natin si post. Okay. So, as we could see here, we have here another material. Again, pag po clinic natin siya, makikita po natin yung description together with the attached file. Okay po? So, these are our examples on how we could upload our materials or modules that we use in our class. Okay? So next, let's try to ask some questions to our students. Let's say, so here, in the question field, dito po natin ilalagay yung pinakatanong natin sa ating students. Let's say, for example, what are the collection data types? Okay? So dito po, we could select if the student wants, or if we wanted our students to answer in paragraphs. So si short answer po yung pipiliin natin. But if we wanted for them to choose which is which, so we could select po si multiple choice. Okay? So dito po we could provide instructions kung paano po ba siya sasagutan ni student. But for now, hindi na po tayo muna ng instructions. Let's say option 1 po natin. I'll change this. This should be which. So let's say option 1 po ay strings. Then add another option. Actually, ito pong part na to, it's like we're adding options po sa Google Forms, which was presented yesterday. So let's say my second option are lists, tuples, and dictionary. Okay, so For our third option, let's say I have here integers and floats. Integer and float. Tanggalin po natin yung S. So for example, we have here three options. Okay, let's have the fourth one. Let's say Boolean. Okay. So these are our options under this question. So of course, we have capability po to add files. Nasa sa atin na po iyon if you wanted to add file or to create Google document, Google Sheets, or Google Slides. Okay po, so balik po tayo. Again, dito po sa ating question, which are the collection data types? So I added 4 options or 4 alternatives to our students to choose from. First, we have the strings. Second, we have lists, tuples, dictionaries. Then we have integer and float, and then the last option we have is Boolean. So if we're done with our options, nasa sa atin na po yun if you wanted more options or if you wanted less options. So in my example, I'll be adding po 4 options. Okay? So this one, dito po sa settings natin, okay, we could choose again kung para kanino lang po yung ating question. Of course, I will set it para po sa lahat ng ating students. So hindi ko na po babaguhin si all students. Then for the grade category, so for now it has no category, pero pwede po tayong select doon po sa mga create nating categories earlier. So let's say i-under ko po siya sa quizzes. For example po, and then let's say the equivalent point of this question is 10 points. So we could set the due date. So para po ma-notify si student na hanggang kailan lang po niya pwedeng sagutan. So maglagay po tayo ng due date para may makita po tayo dun sa ating upcoming pane earlier sa stream. So let's say, ang due date po na isa-set natin is today. Let's say it's already 3:21. Let's say ang isa-set ko pong oras ay 4 o'clock. So ibig sabihin po, by 4 p.m. or on or before 4 p.m. Today. Okay? So 4 p.m. today, kailangan po makasagot na po yung ating students. So we could of course choose a topic. So this is about data types. So pwede po natin siyang i-include under the topic variables and data types. So here, we have an option if we would want to allow our students to see the class summary. Okay? So I would be taking this one so the students could see the summary of answers when it comes to a multiple choice. So let's ask our students. Okay. So as we could see po, it will be under the topic variables and data types. Ito po see which are the collection data types na question. Then hindi lang po questions ang pwede nating i-allow sa ating students. Another thing that we could create, of course, ay quiz assignment. So, click lang po natin sa quiz assignment By default po, si quiz assignment kay Classroom ay may naka-attach na po na blank quiz. But for now, I won't be focusing on creating blank quizzes as quizzes will be discussed tomorrow on our day 3. So stay tuned on our webinar series. So I'll be focusing more on creating assignments only. So on this assignment, let's say this will be my activity number 1. So this would be my title. So instructions, submit a Python file. Answering, I think the best term is solving the problems provided in the attached file. So dito po mag-attach tayo ng file kung nasaan po yung problems natin na isa-solve po ng ating students. So yung subject po kasi na create ko, yung example po natin is a programming subject. So kaya po ganito po yung ating instruction, and then I'll be adding our file kung nasaan po yung ating material. Same lang po, click add and then choose file and then select files from our device. So balik lang po ako sa folder ko. Dito po ako pupunta sa activities folder ko. Then I'll be selecting po si activity 1. Okay? So ito po yung i-upload natin, si activity 1. So wala pa naman po yan sa Google Drive ko. So hindi ko po siya masa-select from my drive. So I'll be uploading it from my computer. So kung wala na po tayong ibang i-upload, we could click the button upload para po ma-attach siya dito sa ating assignment. Okay, so we have here options po on what we want the students could do in our file. So we have students can view file, students can edit file, then we could make a copy for each student. Pag po clinic ko si make a copy for each student, magkakaroon din po sa drive nung ating mga students nung copy po nung document na to. So for now, ang isa-set ko po is students can view our file. Okay po? So we could actually view our file uploaded. Baka po kasi let's say for example, na mali po tayo ng click, so we could view it directly po dito kay Google Classroom. I-click lang po natin yung file natin. Wait lang po nating mag-load. So ito po yung document na ipapasa natin kay student. So as we could see here, this is activity number 1 under the topic conditional statement, loops, and collections. But kung matatandaan po natin, we don't have yet that specific topic. So we have an option po. Balik po tayo dito sa tab natin kay assignment. We could create po a new topic. So idadagdag ko po dito sa topic si conditional statement, loops, and collections. Para dito po siya sa topic na to mag-add. Okay? So for the grade category, I'll be choosing activities. And then let's say, for example, this will be over 50. So we have an option po on grading our student. By default po, ang option ni Google Classroom, which I will show you later, pero sasabihin ko na po ngayon so we have an idea. We have an option po of grading them directly. Let's say over 50 po. So we could directly give grades to our students. Let's say, etong student na to, according to his work, gusto ko siyang bigyan ng 30. The other student, ganito yung work niya, so I want him or her to receive this specific grade. So pwede po yung ganon, we could give them directly, or we have an option po of adding a rubric. So dito po sa rubric, so click lang po natin to. So we have here options of creating a rubric, reuse a rubric. Reuse rubric po is from other classes we have. But for now, wala pa po tayong ibang classes, so wala po tayong existing rubrics. Or if we have from Google Sheets, pwede po natin siyang i-import. So for now, I will be creating po a rubric for our activity. Okay, so here, on our rubric, of course, in each rubric, we have our criteria, we have the descriptions, and then we have the points for each, under each criterion, I should say. So for now, let's say, for example, I'll be adding here for problem number 1. Let's say, ang points na ibibigay ko is 10. Then, this description, let's say, the program is correct. Then we could add another points under this criterion, of course. Make sure it is different from the other. So let's say 5. The program has few errors. Then we could set another one, let's say 1 point. So the program is not running. Okay, so we could add more criteria in our rubric. Of course, hindi po ito yung conventional rubric na ginagamit natin. Yung approach po na ginawa ko is per problem. I have 5 problems in my activity, so I want to grade each problem. So, yun po ay in my approach. So, pwede po yung conventional rubric natin. Let's say, I'll be opening a copy of a rubric. For example po, here, I have here this rubric. Okay. So, for example po, ito po yung rubric na gagamitin ko. So this would be our criteria: readability, modularity, efficiency, usability, and robustness. So of course, I know most of us encountered this type of rubric. So pwede po ang ganito yung ilagay natin. And we have here our levels. We have 10 points for excellent, 5 points for good, and 1 point for satisfactory. Okay? Then we have here our descriptions. So pwede po natin gawin yung ganitong type of rubric. Okay? But for now, I'll be using this type of rubric para po each problem ay mabigyan po natin ng score. So tatapusin ko lang po ito. I have 5 problems. So I'll be creating 5 criteria. I'll be adding another. Click lang po natin si add criterion button, and dito po siya sa lower part. Okay, let's add another criterion. Let's say problem number 2. And then points, let's say 10 points ulit. And then same description. I-empty ko na lang po muna ito. So we could be quick on creating our rubric. Another problem number 3. Points is 10, 5, and 1. Then problem number, same 10, 5, and 1. And the last one, we have the problem number 5. Same 10, 5, and 1. Okay, so if we're done creating our rubric, we could save it. So just click save. So once we're done creating our rubric, we could see here that we have a rubric attached to our assignment with 5 criteria and over 50 points. Activity. So once we're done with our assignment settings, we set para kanino po siya, yung grade category, already chose one, yung points kung hanggang ilan, then iset po natin as no due date as this is an activity. So medyo matagal po mag-program. So hayaan po natin na wala siyang due date. Or of course, we could set as what we did earlier, Google Classroom provides a calendar kung kailan po natin siya gustong i-due. So nasa sa atin na po yun as teachers on how we want or when we want the students or till when we want the students to do our assignment. Okay? So if we're done, we could click assign. Okay po. So as we could see, yung bagong topic po na tinype natin will be added on our classwork. And then, ma-under na po niyo automatic yung activity number 1 na ginawa po natin. Okay? So, we have here activities, we have here questions. So, let's have naman po yung student side. Let's try to answer these activities or this activity in this question. So unahin po natin yung kanina na si Marcus Maxwell Holt, which was invited by our teacher. Kung matatandaan po natin kanina, we invited a student. So again, we need another browser para po mabago yung session ng ating browser. Kasi po, ako ay nasa isang device lang po. So, I need multiple browsers para po mapakita ko sa inyo of how this works. But of course, by default naman po, separate po ang PC ni teacher, separate po ang PC ni student. So, hindi na po natin kailangan mag-open ng multiple browsers. So for this one again, I'll be using the incognito of Google Chrome. Then pupunta po ako sa Gmail by typing in gmail.com. So dito po ay sign in ko yung invite ni teacher. So that account is marcusmaxholt@gmail.com. Just click next and then password next. Okay, so we could see here we have a new received email which was sent by our instructor. We could see here we have the subject class invitation. So click lang po natin to. By the way, student side na po tayo. Ito po yung sa student natin. So as we could see here, ito po yung invitation sent by our teacher to our student. So we could see here, hello, this teacher, Aaron Paul de la Rosa, invited you to the class of this specific class. Of course, if you wanted to join, we have an option of clicking on this join, or if we don't want, we could just disregard this one. But of course, for our example, we will be joining, so we'll be clicking this button, the join button. Okay, and then Let's click join again. For now po, nandito na tayo sa classroom.google.com. So let's click join. So after this one loads, diretso po tayo kay stream. Nung sa student part naman po. So as we can see here, ito po yung stream or ito po yung page naman yung kay student part. We only have 3 tabs. We have the stream, we have the classwork, and then we have the people. For the grades na meron po kanina kay teacher, wala po siya kay student side. The reason there is, yung grades tab po kasi ay para makita ni teacher lahat ng grades ng lahat ng students. But of course, specific student lang po tayo. Let's say, we are in the account of Marcus Maxwell Holt. So para po ma-view ko yung sarili kong grade lang, so dito po tayo pupunta kay classwork. So click lang po natin si classwork. At dito po makikita natin lahat ng uploaded ni teacher. So it could either be an assignment, a material, or a question. So ito po yung student part natin. Dito po we could view materials. Let's say click po natin itong material ni Introducing Python. And then makikita po natin dito yung attached material. Okay? Then of course, we could also view the rest of the comments of our okay po. So again, dito po kay classwork, dito po natin makikita lahat ng in-upload ni teacher. Again, it could either be an assignment. So ito po yung logo ng assignment. It's like a clipboard. And then we have a material. And then we have the question. So lahat po ng in-upload ni teacher sa teacher's page po ay makikita po natin dito sa classwork ni student page. Okay? Then once na-click po natin each of these, makikita po natin yung details. So for example, ito po activity. Pag in-open po natin, ito po yung rubric para po alam ni student kung paano po siya i-gradean. And then ito po yung attached file, yung sasagutan ni student. Then same goes with the material. Makikita po natin yung material natin uploaded. And the comments of our classmates, of course. And we also have the comment of our teacher. Then we could also view, of course, our question. So dito po, you could answer here directly kasi po multiple choice naman to. So let's say I wanted to answer on this question. It is lists, tuples, and dictionaries. So if this would be my answer, if this would be my final answer, as a student, pwede ko na po siyang isubmit. So, submitting po ay okay. Again, dito po kay Google Classroom, ang ginagamit po niyang term when it comes to submitting po our files is turn in. Okay? So once we click po si turn in button, magkakaroon po siya ng confirmation kasi po baka nasagi lang or hindi pa final yung sagot po ni student or sagot natin as a student. So we have options. We have a confirmation. Once we approve this one, then click turn in. After po this one, after clicking this turn in, ibig sabihin, we already submitted our answers. Ito po yung inallow natin kanina dun sa teacher side. We allow that the students could actually see the class or the answers ng ating class. So for now po, there are 5 students who answered list to post dictionaries, and there are those who answered integer and float. So kung mapapansin po natin, matatandaan natin, hindi naman po nag-a-appear agad si class summary or hindi po agad nag-a-appear kay student yung sagot ng ibang estudyante. So of course, ang ginawa po ni Google Classroom is hintayin po muna niya syempre na makapag-submit si student of his or her answer bago po mag-display yung class summary. So, hindi pa rin naman po masashare. For example, ako po yung student, hindi ko pa rin naman po masasabi dun sa classmate ko na, uy classmate, ito yung sagot. The reason there is, hindi pa naman po siya ginigrade ni teacher. So, anybody could have the correct answer. Okay po? So, next, let's try to answer. As a student, let's try to answer the activity number 1. So by the way, we mentioned earlier na one of the benefits of using Google Classroom, specifically for the students, meron po tayong isang page kung saan pwede po nating ma-view lahat ng kailangang isubmit ni student kay teacher. So, nandito po iyon kay View Your Work. So, click lang po natin to. Again, we are on the student's side. So, click lang po natin ito. We could see here yung mga kailangan po nating sagutan. So, we have 2. 1 activity and 1 quiz. Nasagutan na po natin yung question. So, we have here, kung mapapansin po natin, it is already turned in. So, ito po yung notification or tawag dito, alert na makikita po natin that we already submitted or we already answered this question. So kung mapapansin po natin yung isa, si activity number 1 is assigned. Ibig sabihin po, bilang estudyante, hindi pa natin siya nasasagutan. So we could click this one. So as we could see here, no work has been attached kasi nga po hindi pa naman natin siya nasasagutan. So let's try to answer this activity. Okay? So to do that, let's click View Details. So dito po natin makikita yung instruction teacher. Sorry na as a student po pala, kailangan kong mag-submit ng Python file. Okay? So also, of course, the student could view our instruction or our activity. So we have 5. Python program, Python program, Python program. So we have here this 5 activities. So pwedeng magkaroon ng tanong si student Paano kaya siya mag-gradean? So remember, we created a rubric. So ito po yun, nandito sa lower part. So for problem number 1, ma-identify po natin dito that it is over 10 points. Same goes with problem numbers 2 to 5. So here, makikita po natin kung alin po yung sinelect dito ni teacher later once nag-grenade na po tayo ni teacher dito. So this would be 10 points, 5 points, and 1 point. Ito po yung create ni teacher kanina na rubric. Okay? So let's follow the instruction of our teacher that we need to submit a Python file for this activity. So to do that po, meron po tayo dito sa right side. Let's zoom it in a bit. So we have here a button of adding or creating. Again, si adding po, it's for us to upload our own file. Then sa creating naman po, we could submit from Google Docs, Google Slides, or Google Sheets. Pero ang requirement po sa atin ni teacher is for us to submit a Python file. So I'll be uploading a file. So select po tayo ng file from our device. So dito po, hopefully meron po akong pang-sample sa inyo ng Python file. So dito po sa workspace ko, ayun, sakto meron tayong activity 1. So ito po yung aking isasubmit kay teacher. This is a Python file po. So nasa sa atin naman na po yun, teachers, kung paano po natin i-instruct yung students natin, ano po yung gusto nating ipapasa. And then, again, dahil any type of file could be uploaded by our students, of course, students, nasa sa atin na yun kung paano natin or kung ano yung gusto nating ipasa kay teacher. So, syempre, as a student, we need to follow the teacher's instructions. And, of course, as teachers naman po, let's say, for example, si student mali nang in-upload. Of course, there are probability na mababa yung grade ni student dahil hindi sumunod. So, nasa sa atin na po yun as teachers on how we deal with such issues. Okay po? So, I'll be selecting this file, activity 1. So, here we can see, ito po i-upload natin, activity1.py. .py po is a Python file. Then, I'll be clicking upload. So, let's just wait for it to be uploaded. Okay. So the student actually, sorry, still have an option na mag-upload pa po ng file or mag-create. So naka-student na po yun if the student wants to submit more than one file. Okay? So for example, ako po yung student, ito na po yung isasubmit ko. Okay na po ito sa akin. So, for example, nasatisfy ko na po kung ano man yung nandito sa ating activity paper. So, I could turn this one in. Pwede ko na po siyang i-submit. Additionally, when it comes to activities or assignments, as a student, pwede po tayong maki-communicate kay teacher privately. Ibig sabihin po, whatever we send kay teacher dito po sa ating private comments, ako as the student and si teacher lang po ang makakakita. So let's say, i-chat ko po magko-comment po ako kay teacher, sasabihin ko po, good day sir. Sir, yes, this is my submission for activity number 1. Thank you, sir. Then let's click send. So this is our private comment. Again, ang makakabasa lang po nito ay ako, bilang estudyante na nag-send nitong comment, and si teacher, kung sino man po yung nag-send nitong activity na to. Okay, so let's turn in our assignment. So again, we have a confirmation. So dito po sa confirmation natin, makikita natin that we are submitting for activity number 1. And ito po yung attached files natin. So dito po, kay Google Classroom, it allows us to view yung ating isasubmit bago po natin siya isend kay teacher mismo. Kasi baka po ulit, let's say for example, ako po yung student, nagkamali lang po ako ng click. So pwede po natin siyang ma-view muna bago po natin ma-submit kay teacher. So kung para sa atin as a student, again, sa student side po ito na po yung ipapasa nating file. So we could click turn in. Okay? So as we can see, we have here a notification that our work is already turned in to our teacher or is already submitted to our teacher. So as a student, let's say na-submit ko po siya and then out of nowhere na-realize ko, ay mali pala yung pinasa kong file. So as a student, I have an option of unsubmitting my work. So once na unsubmit natin to, we have another confirmation. So let's say unsubmit. Pero as a students, ingat tayo sa pag-unsubmit. Mamaya, close na pala tayo sa due date, close na tayo sa deadline, tapos in-unsubmit natin. And then, nung isasubmit na natin, biglang nag-close na dahil due date na. So, students, ingat tayo doon sa ganung kaso. So, if we unsubmit this one, we have an option, of course, of adding another file. So, okay po, pinakita lang natin that in the student side, we could submit and unsubmit our work. Just make sure, pasok pa rin po tayo din sa ating deadline. Okay, so this student, balik po tayo sa class natin. So click lang po natin itong IT 383 Python Programming. Pag-click po natin to, nakakabalik na po tayo dun sa class natin mismo. Or we have this menu. Then we could click this class po specifically. So punta po tayo kay classwork. And then once na view your work po natin ulit, click po natin ulit si view your work, makikita po natin dito that both the assignment and the question is already turned in. So nakapag-submit na po si Marcus Maxwell Holt. Later po, once the teacher ay nagbigay na po ng grade kay student, eto pong turned in na to will be changed to the student's grade. And then, kung inallow po natin kanina sa setting natin, na makikita po ni student yung overall grades, so dito po yung mag-appear sa part na to, sa right side nung ating student name. Okay? So, for the student, ito po yung stream ni student. So, same goes, makikita natin yung mga post ni teacher. Then, for the people, so makikita po natin si teacher and our classmates. Si Marcus Maxwell Holt po actually ay masyadong maraming kaklase for now. Yeah, we have way too many students who joined our class. Okay. So for this one, kung matatandaan po natin, this student actually joined by accepting the invitation of our teacher. So let's have another student. Let's have another student naman po na mag-join using the class code. So balik po tayo kay teacher saglit. Teacher, ito po teacher. So ito po yung ating class code. So ika-copy ko lang po ito para makapag-join yung isa pa nating student na gustong mag-join dito sa ating class. So I'll be copying this one. Then, So nagamit ko na po yung normal na Chrome, yung incognito na Chrome. So I'll be opening another Okay, so let's continue again. Apologies for the technical issues. So I hope you're still with us. So let's continue our presentation. So again, binalikan natin si teacher para malaman natin yung ating class code. So we have here our class code. So para mas madaling makita, we could actually display it by clicking this button. And then let's copy this one again. Okay. So I'll be opening another browser for this one. Dahil dito sa Chrome, naka-login si Aaron Paul de la Rosa, our teacher. Sa incognito naman ni Chrome, naka-login si Marcus Maxwell Holt. So I will be opening another browser. So I'll be opening Edge, Microsoft Edge. So here, let's go to google.com or gmail.com. And then let's sign in. Magsa-sign in po tayo ng panibagong student who will join using the class code. So kanina po kasi ang ginawa natin is we invited a student and that student accepted our invitation. Then for now, let's have this student who will join using the class code. So mag-sign in po muna tayo sa Google. So I'll be signing in Jordan David J at gmail.com. Okay? So next, of course, it will ask us to type in our password. So it's already here, so I'll be clicking next. Okay, so as we can see, we're already logged in, we're already signed in. So this student is David J. Jordan. Okay, so punta po tayo kay classroom. Again, kung ayaw po natin mag-type dito sa ating URL ng classroom.google.com, we could again view the apps, Google Apps. Then scroll lang po tayo, hanapin natin si Classroom. Let's just wait for it to load. Okay? So for us to join the class, balik po tayo dito sa plus button natin kanina. Then here, kanina kay teacher, we selected create class. But for now, dahil student po ulit itong si David J. Jordan, so we'll be joining class. Then dito po itatype natin yung ating class code. So I copied it already, so i-paste ko na lang po. So ito po ang ating class code. We have 5RRXUMW. So just click join, then wait for it para po ma-join yung ating student dito sa ating class. So as we could see here, the same as what happened dun sa invited at doon po sa nag-join using the class code. Makikita po natin kay stream lahat ng uploaded ni teacher na classworks. And then its corresponding comments. And then we have here our teacher's post. Remember, on our teacher's settings earlier, sinet po natin na hindi man pwedeng mag-post dito po sa stream si student, pero pwede po siyang mag-comment. So let's say for example, magko-comment po ako dito kay teacher, "Hello, Sir Paul." Okay? So this would be my comment in this specific post. Okay? So same goes, yung ginawa po natin kanina on the account of Marcus Maxwell Holt, yung in-invite ni teacher and then in-accept yung invitation, same lang din po yung pwede natin gawin dito kay David J. Jordan. So let's try to visit the classwork and then view your work. Ayan. So missing na po siya, as we could see, kasi po lumampas na tayo sa oras. Ang gino po natin is 4 p.m. today, but we're already past the time. So kaya po ang naging display po natin dito is missing. Ibig sabihin, hindi po tayo umabot dun sa due date. So let's view the details. So as we can see here, so we could still turn in, but of course, the teacher will be notified kung nagpasa po ba tayo on time or nagpasa po ba tayo ng late. So as you can see here, our notification, we turned in late. Kasi nga po, ang due natin is 4 p.m., yet we answered 4:04 or 4:05. So, ayun po, na-late na tayo. So, yun po yung magiging display, students. Yun yung makikita natin once na lumampas na yung oras na sinet ni teacher as due date of our question or quiz assignment or assignment. Okay? So, I won't be answering the activity. So, balik na po tayo kay teacher. Mag-grade naman po tayo ngayon. So, this is Marcus Maxwell Holt. So, this is our teacher. This is the account of our teacher. So, dito po, so saan ba natin madaling makikita yung mga sagot ng ating students? So, let's have the classwork. So, dito po, let's view our activity number 1 or our question. Dito po muna tayo sa question. So, let's, once that we click this one, as you can see, as the teacher, makikita po natin na we already have here the answer summary. Na, for example, dito po, maraming nag-answer ng list of post dictionaries, and then may mga nagsagot ng integer and float. But we could see here na ito po yung number ng mga nakapag-submit na, at ito po yung number ng mga hindi pa nakakapagsagot. So as the teachers, makikita natin na ito yung number of students natin na nakapagsagot at hindi pa nakapagsagot. So let's view the question. So dito po, makikita natin yung list of our students. So nandito sa upper part, yung unang part, ito po yung mga nakapagsagot na. And then sa lower part, yung mga hindi pa po nakakapagsagot. As you can see, everything is missing because lampas na po ng due date. So dito, as we have said earlier, makikita rin po kay teacher na late po nag-submit si student. So we have here a notification on the teacher side that it is done late. Okay? So let's say, we wanted to grade each of our student. So dito po natin siya ilalagay. Click lang po natin tong sa may score, yung may over 10. Let's say, ito po yung sagot ni Miss Ria Ann. So let's say, tama siya. So I could give her 10 points. Marcus Maxwell Holt. Also has the correct answer. So pwede rin po natin siyang bigyan ng 10 points. By the way, as we leave this field po, yung pagta-type, makikita po natin na automatic na po siyang nag-save. Take note, nagsisave pa lang po yung ating grade. Hindi pa po siya visible kay student. Okay? So tatapusin ko po muna yung grading. Let's say, gradean po natin lahat. Okay. Gigradean ko lang po lahat para makita natin that we could return grades sa ating estudyante ng multiple times. So for example, we have here 2 students na nagpasa po ng late. So nasa sa atin na po yun as teachers on how we wanted to grade them. Let's say, bigyan po natin ng konting deduction kasi late sila nagpasa. So for example, bibigyan po sila ng 8 points kasi tama naman po yung sagot nila. Late lang po nagpasa. Okay po? So as we can see, meron po tayo ditong makikita na nakalagay that our grades are drafted lang po. And we could still change this, we could still modify this as teachers. So, click lang po natin ulit para mabago po natin yung grade. So for example, as teachers, tapos na po tayo mag-grade. Okay na po siya. Nag-grade na po natin lahat. Mas mainam po na gradean po muna natin lahat kaysa po pa isa-isa natin ibalik kay student na gradean po natin, tapos ibabalik po natin kay student, gradean, tapos babalikan. Ibabalik kay student. So I think it's best po na gradean po muna natin lahat and then tsaka po natin ibabalik kay student. So para po makita ng student yung scores nila, so teachers, click lang po natin si return. So dito po makikita natin lahat po ng students na nag-gradean na natin. Okay po. Actually, nakadepende rin po yan dito sa mga selected students po natin. So ito po yung selected natin, students, yung may mga check po. So let's return their grades. Once na clinic po natin yung return, magiging available na po ngayon sa student side yung grade po nila for this specific question. Okay po? So let's try to see our student account again. So punta po tayo sa account ni Marcus Maxwell Holt. So ito po yun. Okay po. So ito po yung kay Marcus Maxwell Holt. Nag-grade na po siya ni teacher. So para po makita natin, let's click classwork and then let's click po view your work. So as we can see here, we have here our score, which is 10 over 10. Then, for now, baka po magtaka tayo, bakit 100%? Yung nakalagay dito sa ating grade calculation. Pero pala, ang quizzes ay 20% lang, activities is 40%, so on and so forth of our grading system. So, by default po, ang ginagawa po muna ni Google Classroom kapag hindi pa po kumpleto yung requirements is by total points. Yun po muna yung ginagawa niyang computation. But at the end, makikita po natin yung proper computation po niya by percentage. Pag po na-kompleto na natin yung requirements. Okay po? So, ganun po tayo mag-grade ng question. So next, balik po tayo kay teacher. Let's have naman po, paano po tayo mag-grade ng assignment? So punta po tayo ulit kay classwork. So hanapin po natin si assignment natin, which is ito po, si activity number 1. So click lang po natin to. As we could see here, dalawa na po yung nagsasubmit. So we could view assignment para makapag-grade na po tayo. So makikita po natin dito, under turned in, dadalawa pa lang po yung nagsasubmit. So let's click po each student para makita po natin yung submission nila. So as we can see here, pwede po natin i-click itong file submitted ni student para po mas mag-grade natin maayos kasi mas magdi-display po yung sagot niya. So ito po yung part natin kung saan mas makikita natin mabuti yung file uploaded by our student. So ang nakaklik po sa atin is si activity 1. So ito po yung magdi-display dito. So let's say, grade na po natin siya. So problem number 1, ito po yung sagot ni student na si Marcos Maxwell Holt. Ito po yung student name, makikita po natin sa taas. So let's say tama po siya, so we could give him 10 points for problem number 1. So ito po si 10 points, si 5 points, and then si 1 point. Mas makikita po natin in detail once na clinic po natin yung criterion. Okay? Then, let's say si problem number 2 ay tama din po. So let's click 10 points. Let's say si problem number 3 ay may konting difficulties. So let's give 5 points. And then 10 points for problems number 4 and 5. So dito, makikita rin natin of course yung private comment na sabi nga natin kanina, ang pwede lang makakita nito ay si student na nag-send at si teacher. Okay? So here, we could return this individually. So let's click return. So as you could see, sa isang student lang natin siya isa-submit. Or let's say for example, as you could see, meron pa tayong isang nagpasa, yet wala siyang file attached. So let's say, dahil wala naman siyang file attached, so let's click yung mga nasa dulo. For example lang po ito. Yan, let's click po yung mga nasa dulo. So, kung kanina po sa questions, we could return multiple grades sa ating estudyante, sa multiple students I should say. So dito rin po kay assignment, pwede rin po. So rather than clicking po si return button, we have here the options. So we have here return multiple submission. Then dito po, we could select, let's say for example, dalawa po yung grenade natin. So I will be returning po yung nag-grade na natin, si Marcos Maxwell and si Shira. So I'll be clicking return. So wait lang po natin. Okay. So if babalik po tayo kay student side, balik po tayo kay Marcos Maxwell Holt. Ito po siya. As we can see here, nag-update na po si activity grade 45/50 and pati po yung ating total percentage ay nag-update na din po. So ito po yung mga pwedeng magawa ni teacher and ni student when it comes to using the Google Classroom. So dito, pag binalikan natin yung list of our activity, makikita rin po natin dito yung grenade natin. But this is actually returned. So hindi na po natin siya as we could see earlier, naka-disable po yung button kasi wala pa naman po tayong changes. But it's up to us if we wanted to change the grade of our student. Pwede rin po natin dito na lang tayo mag-grade. Click lang po tayo dito ng options sa ating rubric. Okay po. Then, balik po tayo sa class natin. So, last thing we have here in the teacher side is the grades part. So, dito po sa grades tab, dito po natin makikita lahat po ng ating estudyante. Then, dito rin po natin makikita yung ating grades na binigay in each of our students and even their overall grade. So, ito po yung kay teacher side. So, I hope we learned a lot from this presentation by starting with the Google Drive and the Google Classroom. So for tomorrow, don't forget that this is a webinar series. So we do still have till tomorrow and till Thursday. We have the next day topic, which is engaging the learners through interactive quizzes. So for tomorrow, we have 3 speakers. We have Mr. Gabriel Galang to discuss Google Forms quiz. Ito po yung quiz natin kanina. Then, Google Form quiz, which will be mixed with Flubaru. And also, the teacher or Mr. Gabriel Galang will also discuss on how to use Jamboard. Additionally, Mr. Gabriel Galang will also discuss one of our video conferencing under the G Suite, which is Google Meet. Another presenter or another resource speaker for tomorrow we have is Mr. John Lemuel Salazar, which will discuss Classmaker. And last, we have Ms. Lorraine Tolentino to discuss Kahoot. So again, that would be for tomorrow, 2 p.m. So don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell button to get notified to our upcoming webinars. Another reminders again, don't forget to answer the feedback form, which will be available in the description box below this video. So don't forget to answer. Don't forget to submit your answers. Make sure you complete everything on our feedback form. And then again, certificate availability will be on Monday next week. Okay, so thank you for staying with us. Thank you for listening. I hope you learned something from this presentation. If you have questions, again, you could reach me at my email account, which is aaronpaul.delarosa@gmail.com. You can actually reach me on Facebook. I have my account, paul.aaron32493. Okay, so that's all. Thank you and stay tuned for the rest of our webinar series.